I'm now working as the Special Envoy for the Great Lakes region under a framework of the 24th of February of 2013, which was signed at the time by 11 countries. It's now 13 countries and 4 institutions, including the United Nations. And it was done at a moment of great fear. Goma had been attacked a couple of months before. There was a real fear of a collapse of this country. And it was important that there would be structures that would make a difference. And my responsibility was to help to set in place the regional oversight mechanism with its benchmarks and now its plan of action, to help this country set up the national oversight mechanism, and to work with the governments of the region and to impress upon them, but actually they really were already on that road, that this time it has to work. This time we can't fail. There have been failures in the past. And I'm very pleased with the political will in the country. President Museveni, as chair of the ICGLR, did a lot of work to make sure that there was the Kampala dialogue between M23 and the DRC. It wasn't very popular here, especially here in Goma. When the M23 were defeated, he helped, with the support of President Kabila, to bring that process to conclusion with a declaration, which is very important for peace now between these groups, because there are differences, there are different ethnic problems, and we need to ensure that the framework works. The current chair of the Conference of the Great Lakes is Angola, and President Dos Santos has made it clear he wants to help get rid of the armed groups here in this country. When you have that kind of political will, then you can make progress. The UN can help, but if there isn't political will, it's hard to move forward. So we are in a moment of hope, and that's why I like the idea that Peace One Day can capture the new morale, the sense, yes, we have problems, but we're moving forward, and actually build on that, and give it recognition. Well, as I do recall Jeremy coming to see me when I was High Commissioner for Human Rights, and I wasn't totally persuaded, but I thought, well, it's a good idea, will it work? I think it does have potential. I believe in symbols, actually. I think they can make a difference. I also believe that if people focus on peace with the idea of peace for one day, stop all the fighting, it gets the idea, why not peace for other days? And around the idea of the one day to mark the idea of peace, a whole lot of work happens. And the commitment here in the DRC is for 3 years. We already see the schools are going to be moving on it. We actually have plans with UNICEF for a summit of hope for youngsters between the ages of 13 and 17 or 18, and there will be a conference on youth and employment of the Conference of the Great Lakes. So we can build in the idea of a durable peace, and that there will be a huge celebration of that idea on the 21st of September. I think the link between the outside world, if you like, and here was good. I found it difficult to know which language to speak in, and afterwards I was sorry I didn't speak at least half in French, but it's hard to judge. For the immediate audience, French was the better language, but for the international audience, English, and I knew that Jeremy didn't understand, so it was, it was a little difficult for him if I spoke in French. I think it was very good to see so many really talented artists who have already thought about peace and who are ready to put in time and who are committed. It was, for me, very reassuring in a way. And then you had the wonderful people who work for peace in this country, and the audience itself comprised a lot of people who are doing work on the ground and who will enjoy the concert, but will continue to work for peace because that's their commitment. Well, today is already a special day because it's the first day of my second year as Special Envoy. I will join from New York because I have to be in New York for the General Assembly. I will be preparing to spread the word more in New York, while my thoughts will be very much here. And that's why I'm glad to have been here for the announcement, because I think it will be a great concert, and I think it will bring together wonderful talent. And I hope the sun will be shining and that the weather will be kind.